I'm representing CyberOn, I would briefly touch upon what CyberOn is. Now, to begin with the overview, of course, I would definitely discuss about the major recent security incidents which happened, right? Internet is a real bad network where you see more bad people often. In fact, there are people who create malwares, viruses. In fact, this flame malware, it was mainly targeting. It was targeted to, you can say, the Middle East countries, wherein, of course, it mainly affected the Microsoft Windows operating system, and this is, you can say, a cyber espionage kind of a thing, wherein what it does is it spreads to other systems over LAN. Right, LAN is one thing. It can even spread over a USB. In fact, what it can do is it can record your audio, any keyboard activity, just like a keylogger does, or the screenshot. It takes the screenshots, the network traffic. In fact, it can even record the Skype conversation, and in fact, it can turn, in fact, the computer into a Bluetooth beacon, wherein it can download contact information from any nearby Bluetooth-enabled devices. So this, without any argument, in fact, people of CERT or the Kaspersky Labs, whoever like discovered this thing, said that this is certainly the most sophisticated malware which they encountered, right? So that's the flame malware which affected, I think, it was in May 2012, right? And as I said, it mainly affected the Middle East countries like Iran or Israel, Syria, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia or Egypt. Right? So that was about the flame. In fact, DNS changer, it was mainly used for basically diverting to fraudulent advertisement. In fact, the company or the organization involved were into online advertisement, and they created this malware so that even on any other genuine site, they can infect this, right? And of course, this would get infected or get distributed by the drive by download thing. For example, a video through a video codec, wherein you send a video and say that you need a codec, and through that codec download, this gets downloaded, right? So what it used to do is it basically redirects any advertisement link. Of course, it changes the DNS configuration and pointing them to the rogue name servers which is operated by this organization, Rogue Digital, right? And of course, they earn more money out of that. The third thing is the Shamun virus. In fact, it is again equivalent to the flame thing, but then it had certain difference. Right, it is again would come under the cyber espionage attacks. Now, what it does is it would spread to other computers on the network through the exploitation of the shared hard drives. So it would compile list of files from maybe specific applications on these systems. It would erase it and then maybe send information about the files back to the attacker, right? And in fact, what it will do finally is it will overwrite the master boot record of the system to prevent it from booting again. Now, this virus has hit companies with mainly oil and energy sectors. Right? Again, this happened around the Middle East region. Okay, now something which is not listed here, I would definitely would like to discuss is the DRDO thing which happened. I think just yesterday, if people have seen the news. So the Technical Intelligence Wing of our NTRO, along with private Indian cyber security experts, basically cracked open the file. The file name was Army Cyber Police Policy. Now this basically was done by some Chinese. In fact, it is yet to be officially claimed because this news came in, if you know, DNM newspaper in Mumbai. So they are saying that this was, of course, planted by the Chinese, because, as you know, there are now talks of something like a cyber army, right? So people believe that if World War III happens, it would no longer be on the battlefields. It would be definitely on the cyber ground, right? So DRDO was one thing which happened in India. In fact, if you know BSNL incidents 2 months back, wherein the BSNL website was basically defaced, right? So talking of all these things, in fact, of course, all the news which made like something like a UK website hit by SQL injection. You must be knowing about the Citigroup hack which happened, or the XSS vulnerability which happened in the Facebook translation posted in March 2011. And of course, this is a known thing, Polish hacker getting inside the US Military Defense Logistic Agency website. So there are so many things happening. In fact, this one, the Fiat one, if you know this, again the defacement which happened to the Fiat, I think two places, the France and the Italy website. Okay, that was defaced, and it was, if you know the defacement, whenever it happens, usually the people claim that who they are. So basically, this happened from the Israel as a country. Now, coming back to the point what I was trying. Today's threats are mainly targeting the individuals, right? So gone are the days wherein people used to maybe do it for fun or maybe target a network or something like that, right? So now the target has come to such a level that individuals are being targeted, right? In fact, something called as social engineering, through which you actually can follow or basically get knowledge of a person who is doing what. Basically, you know his Facebook account. You can actually track him, what he is doing. He has an account in LinkedIn. He has an account on Facebook. And I'm sure even hacking a Facebook account is pretty simple, right? Just like a phishing mail, you maybe send a mail saying, okay, this mail is from Facebook mail, and someone liked your picture, or someone wants to be friends with you and things like that. Now that can always be a phishing mail, right? Wherein you click on the link, you try to log in, but then it will give some error page and then redirect to the original website. You re-log in, but what happens in between is that you lose your Facebook username password. I know Facebook, you are not storing any money or anything like that, but then the personal information what you have is tremendous. In fact, as I said, people can actually come to know what is happening in your life and things like that, because so many people do a lot of things on Facebook, right, or any other social networking for that matter, right? Now, talking of the insider, right? Now, I am talking of a network, right? So, a network is there. There are people using the network. And when we talk of an insider, he basically has access to all the critical servers that organizations might be having, right? It may be a simple username password of the ADS, Active Directory Service, to start with, or maybe the firewall or the critical web server, right, where you are keeping all your database and whatever order related things. So, user ignorance, I believe, is one of the important things, because you cannot treat everyone as a IT savvy person, right? So there might be user who doesn't know anything, can go to any website, can click on any link, can download anything, can download multiple codecs through which maybe a spyware, malware enters the network, right? So the user ignorance is a very important aspect. Now, malicious intent, of course, this can be intentional also, wherein maybe someone on a notice period, someone who is very disgruntled, right, a disgruntled employee, right? So from inside, there can be a chance of attack, because a lot of threats, what we talk today, we talk of something called as blended threats. So basically threats, something like a phishing, right, wherein a user sitting inside a network is targeted. Now, when you do that, you are basically, what you are doing is you are basically catching hold of his ignorance, right? So it would be very easy to install maybe a backdoor and gain access to his system from outside. And then of course from his system, you know, maybe he might have saved password, because every browser gives you this option, right? Whenever you log into some web server or anything, it asks you for save password. So even if a hacker gets access to one of the systems, I'm sure he can gain a lot of things from that, right?